Hey there, it's Diane Forster, and welcome to I Have Today, where we talk about the art of intentional living. And this show is all about inspiring, empowering, and educating you through life's transitions. And today I have a very special show for you. I have a very special guest in the studio. I am bringing on Dr. Esther Graham today, and Dr. Esther Graham is one of the founding TV hosts on the I Have Today TV network, which I'll share more about in just a moment. Our show title today is going to be a game changer for you. Now, it does not matter where you are in the world, what age you are, whatever has happened to you in your entire life, you always have right now, today, to create the life of your dreams. So our theme and title for today's show is Create Your Desired Life Starting Today. And Dr. Esther Graham is an expert in this. I'm going to get into her bio in just a few minutes when she joins me in the studio. But you are going to want to stick around because we are going to give you the tools you need to live any kind of life that you want. And you can literally do anything. And there has never been a better time than right now to empower yourself. Empower those around you and create a life that brings you joy, happiness, peace, and fulfillment. And so she's right in alignment with me, which is why I love her so much. I love having her as a host on our brand new television network, and she is going to bring the goods today. And so make sure you stick around till the very end, also because we always end each episode with a powerful mantra meditation. So you can leave here feeling more inspired at the end and moving in a happy, inspired action in your life. And so we do that at the end of the show. But before we do that, first let me get into our intention statement for today. Our intention statement is, I have today to own my power in creating and designing my desired life. I have today to own my power in creating and designing my desired life. This is what Dr. Esther talks about all the time, and we're going to go deep into this today. Now, before I go any further, I just want to say this to you about this intention statement. This is a powerful one. And what the team does every week is they create a beautiful graphic for you, which is right on the screen right there. And where you can find that is over on my Instagram page at Diane Forster Official. When you go over there, check out my profile and look down and you'll see where the buttons are. There's a little button that says intention statements. This is already there. And what I want you to do is grab a screenshot of it and then save it as your wallpaper for the entire week so that every time you look at your phone, you are reminded of your power. Okay? So while you're over there, if you're not following me and you feel called to, give me a follow. I'd love to get to know you. Now, I want to talk about this intention statement for a moment. I had a conversation with a woman yesterday who's feeling very stuck and lost. And boy, oh boy, do I know that feeling. I have been there multiple times in my life. And what happens is if you do not create the plan and the roadmap for your life, I say this all the time, you're either creating it, your life is coming from you, or it's happening to you. You will be the victim of every outside circumstance, that it is an inside job, which we will go deep into today. But what I said to her is, if you don't have a plan, then plan to fail, because you will. You will continue to, whittle away your days and your time, and all of a sudden you'll wake up, and like it is here in the U.S. right now. 6 months later, and the year's halfway over. Okay, what's going on? What have I accomplished? What have I done? And so we're going to get into some practical steps for you today. And I also said to her, this is the moment not to actually give up hope. This is the moment where you're getting ready to have your breakthrough, because your breakdown comes first, then the breakthrough happens. So wherever you are right now, however you're feeling today, you are going to be inspired, empowered, and educated to move forward in your life. So as soon as Dr. Esther comes on here with me, we're going to talk all about that. But before we bring her on, let's first hear a word from our sponsor, The Spifter. This week's episode of I Have Today is brought to you by The Spifter. The Spifter is a fun sifting spoon that makes cooking, baking, and decorating with sugars and spices so much fun. No more mess or wasting your spices. It's fast, clean, and easy. Everything looks and tastes delicious. It's also great for straining loose tea, getting pesky broken cork out of your wine glass, and draining liquid off food like olives and capers. Whether you're a novice cook or a gourmet chef, you'll love the results. The Spifter, the kitchen gadget that no kitchen should be without. Well, hello, Dr. Esther Graham. Welcome to I Have Today. It is a pleasure and honor to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me. It is a pleasure and honor for me to be here.
Well, it is so great. I cannot wait to get into this interview. I want to share a little bit about you before we get into our conversation about creating your desired life. So for over 25 years, Dr. Esther Graham has served as pastor, coach, mentor, consultant, and trainer. She has served as a professor at a community college and an adjunct professor at Delaware State University. She's a successful entrepreneur with several businesses. Dr. Esther is a transformational speaker who demonstrates a true love for God, people, and their success in life. With over 30 years experience in education, Dr. Esther truly is a teacher, a coach, a trainer at heart, and has put that know-how to work both nationally and internationally. And she's also a podcast host of Living a Life by Design. And now she's also a TV host of her brand new show called Creating Your Desired Life, Living a Life by Design, which is right there on the screen. Look at that beautiful show that she's doing. We're so proud and honored because she is a founding host on the I Have Today TV network, which premiered a little bit earlier this year. There's the logo for it. The I Have Today TV network is the first and only personal development and transformation television network for women over 40. And we are helping and inspiring women just like you to live your life to the absolute fullest. And so today's topic is so important because we know this, Dr. Esther, that it does come from within. So she's also, she hosts an event. It's called Festa della Donna, a celebration of women. She's going to talk about that because she just recently held it. She's also got a retreat coming up for couples that she will talk about. And of course, we're going to talk about her TV show and her work in general. So welcome to the show. So great to have you here.
Thank you so much. It's great to be here. Great to be here.
Yes. So let's start at the beginning, Esther. Let's go back and let's talk a little bit about what was your path? What made you become an expert in so many things and living this beautiful life that you created, designed, and are living it full out?
Well, it really actually began a long time ago. Sometimes we think that the things that we're doing just came up like this, but we really have to backtrack and go all the way back. And so my journey, how I got to this was from a long time ago growing up. I'm a PK, meaning I'm a preacher's kid. I'm a pastor's kid. So I grew up, I tell people, and I just recently, Diane, started telling the story that I grew up in the church parsonage, and a lot of people don't even know what a parsonage is. Right.
I don't.
But it's where the church has purchased the home, and that's where the pastor and his family lives. And so that's where I was born, in the parsonage in Guyana, South America. So in my journey, I know I don't have an accent, right? Except for when I get upset and some of my words that I use. But my journey really for this is growing up in a very Christian home, with wonderful, wonderful parents. And as I grew up in the church, there were just some things that I thought that was missing. It was just missing for me, let's say. And I had to go on this journey. I grew up, I tell people I grew up as a Bible girl. So, my parents would teach us the Bible. And so one of the things that I've always been is that person that says, how can I make this work for me? Right. Mm-hmm. So fast forward, I was sitting at the table, I get married. My husband makes a decision that he's called into ministry. I'm like, oh my God, not again. So now I'm going to be living this some more. All of my trauma that goes along,
right.
Yeah, it goes along with that. And I sat at my dining room table several years ago, and I was speaking to a group of women. I just started sharing with them about life's journey and what we need to do to really remove from living a life of mediocrity or a life of not being fulfilled, an unintentional life, and
Mm,
moving into an area to where our life is very intentional, that no matter what is going on, no matter what is going on, no matter our challenges, anything, that we could still live in joy and peace and fulfillment. We just have to go through some personal development. We just also have to have some tools, right? And so with that, it's like I just heard, it's like I just felt, in my spirit, live a life by design. And
right.
really, that's really how that came. And so, I began to say, oh, this is so good. And I began to develop my pillars for living a life by design, which led to, listen, I have the power to create my desired life, you
Yeah.
know, and it starts with making sure that some things are in place. And so my journey really began from there, and looking and saying, there are some things lacking in many of our lives, and especially women, right?
Yes.
Because we've been brought up a certain way, we've got a certain role, and although many of us are in non-traditional roles now, we're functioning in that, we're still in traditional roles, so to speak,
Yes.
you know,
Yes.
because we cannot get rid of 50, 60, 70, 80, 100 years of being taught something in just one day. This is a life journey, right?
Yes.
And transformation is never one and done. And it does start with, let me figure out who I am. And so that's how I began to do the work that I do. I just started teaching. I started training in corporate America, also in faith-based communities. This is how we can move from point A to point B. And I really got serious about it, extremely serious. During the pandemic. And so that's in a nutshell. That's my journey. I lived a Diane in Italy for years. And honestly, my vision for Festa della Donna, which is really the Italian for International Women's Day, a celebration of women, celebrating women, really came from living there and seeing how the Italians lived. And I thought,
Mm,
there's something missing for us, you know. And I
yeah.
thought, when I get back to the United States, I'm going to do something that's really going to empower women to just go to the next level of living their desired life.
I love that so much. So much. I mean, there's so much in there. So you're really, when you really got into this level of coaching just a few years ago,
Just a
it's
few
like,
years
yes,
ago.
it's like, isn't it powerful and interesting how when major life events happen, how we're pivoted towards what our destiny really is, what we're supposed
Yes,
to be doing?
yes,
Yes.
yes. Yeah.
And
Oh, definitely.
yes, and what you said is, yes, you've been actually doing this your whole life. It's
Yeah.
been something that you've been doing. You just packaged it and created into something that is uniquely yours,
Yeah.
within the last few years. And I know it's taken off like crazy. You just held an event and you had like 45 women there who you
Yeah.
got to empower and whose lives you got to change. Yes.
Oh
Yes.
yes, it was absolutely, it was phenomenal. And just the atmosphere and the women that came in that were just ready. They were
Yeah.
ready for change. They were ready for something different. And so every day was very intentional. And every day we just went a little deeper and a little deeper and a little deeper. And what I love about all of that is that I actually get to see lives transform, or at least the beginning phases of it, or the light bulb going on, and say, aha, that aha moment. Yes. And so it was so great as we talked about what are some of the baggage that we walk around with that we're not even aware. We have just accepted it as, this is life.
Yes.
No, life
Right.
is more than this is life, you
Yes.
know? And so
Yes.
to really talk about that, it was just phenomenal, Diane. Very good. Yeah.
I
I
love
shocked
it.
myself.
Yeah. I know I love those moments that
Yeah.
you have a vision and a dream and the courage
Mhm.
to go and make it happen, and you don't really know all the outcomes. Of course you don't. And you have the
Mhm.
excitement and the fear at the same time. It's a
Yeah.
total normal reaction whenever we're doing
Mhm.
anything new and different. And then God steps in and blows us away, and it's more than we
Um,
even thought, because of just your grace and your ability to put yourself in service like that is so
yeah.
powerful.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
want to pivot and I want to talk about your TV show for a few minutes. So when you and I first met, we were introduced by a mutual connection, mutual friend, and she told you what we were doing. And I fell in love with you right away. I just thought, oh my God, I love her. I love her work that she's doing it. What made you want to do a TV show?
Well, wow. So I just think it was such a God moment when we were connected, when we were introduced to each other. And as you said, when we began to talk, I just knew, I said, no, this is it. A TV show is something that I've always thought about. I've always been told you're going to be on TV. And I always thought, but you know how you have something in your head? It's like there, but you don't know how you're going to get there. You don't know what it's going to do. And for me, it's there. And I just leave it up to God because I don't know. And so when I got that phone call and when I received the message, it was like, okay, I'm listening now. My ears are tuned in. I'm leaning in.
Yeah.
And when
Yeah.
we had our conversation, it was like, yes, I just had certainty
Yes.
um,
Yeah.
that this was it. We were so much in alignment
Hmm.
and so much taking me to where I desired to go.
Yes.
And so for me, it was an easy yes
Hmm.
because it was so much in alignment. It was so much in alignment. I mean,
Yes.
it was just as simple as that for me. It was just great. So I feel like if I'm so much walking in purpose right now.
You are. And one of the things I want to highlight for everybody who's watching or listening to this right now, what you just said, Dr. Esther, is she left it up to God. In other words, it's never force,
Yeah,
pushing,
yeah.
assertion. That is not that chasing. That doesn't work. That is not the
No,
way the universe works. It's
not.
attracting, allowing, receiving. See, you didn't have to do anything. We
No.
came to you, and
Yeah,
it was just so great.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I love that point. Go ahead.
I was going to say, and really, Diane, that's how I govern my life because that is how the universe works. I
Mhm.
always tell people I don't chase after anything.
Yeah.
I've got that thought, that thing is established in my mind, and I leave it and I just do the necessary things, and then it comes to me.
Yes.
And when it comes to you, that's when this is the moment. Because trust me, if something comes to you, you will know when it's not because it will not be in alignment. It
Right.
will not be, and something is going to be off about it. But
Mhm.
when you just allow it to just come to you and everything in place because you're doing the work, you're doing the behind the scene work,
Yes.
right? You will
Yeah.
absolutely know. Yeah.
Yes. Hmm. Yeah. It's so true. So, what do people get and experience when they watch your TV show? Talk about what the show is all about and what you're doing on the show.
So the show is all about creating your desired life because I do believe very firmly that we have the power, we have the ability to create the life that we want, our desired life. I think that sometimes we don't know what our desired life is. And so the show is about, first of all, helping you to really pinpoint what is your desired life.
Hmm.
And then what do we do to move towards you obtaining your desired life? And so I begin with telling my story in the different areas, and how I got to where I am, whatever I've experienced. I'm very transparent. Because I want people to see that, I was once where you are right now, or where you think you are. I was once there and these are the things I did. So I begin with my story. I have a guest that really have a story to share. And it's not just in personal development. It could also be in business because in my area, I had to do personal development, a lot of it, which really helped increase my business. right? And so I firmly believe that personal development is key to creating your desired life. It's key to your spirituality. It's key to your finances. It's key to your business, whatever that is, right? And so the show really focuses on all of that, focusing on my 7 pillars, which is spirituality, finances, business, entrepreneurship, it's relationships, it's your health and wellness, it's the celebration. And then I have an area called other, which is anything else that you feel that you need to do. Other carries all of that. And so that's really what the show is about. It's just giving you the tools, to create your desired life, whatever that looks like for you. It's really talking about transformation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's get a little bit deeper into that for everybody, just to give you an idea of what this means. Okay. So yeah, 7 pillars. I get it. There's, 6 main areas of my life. And then there's that extra bucket for things, but I don't really know what I want. And I just want to be happy, or I just want to have peace of mind, or I just want to win the lottery, or some of these generic things that a lot of you say, because I know you hear this, Esther, and I know I hear this too. And so what I want to highlight is that you would never go into the restaurant and say, give me food.
Yeah.
You would never go in the car to go to a new destination and not put in something in the GPS. You are literally giving yourself the roadmap to do it. So when you don't take the time or use the resources like Dr. Esther is talking about to really get clear on what it is you want, and we're talking big, high level, and then down granular.
Yes.
What is the experience of life for you when you wake up in the morning? Who's next to you? Are you drinking coffee? Are you going to work? Right? All these things, right? So this is why this work that you're doing is so important, because the clarity is what people are suffering from. They don't have it. Yes.
And so with that, you really, first of all, I believe you have to decide, who are you? Get to know who you are, because if you don't know who you are, you're not going to know what you really desire. So get to know who you are. And once you begin to really deep dive into who am I and who I am not. Right? Because many times we think who we are, we're really not, because other people have said who we are, and we've taken that on as part of our personality, of a part of our DNA, when it's actually not. You get to decide who you are. And so we first have to discover that. When you begin to discover that, then you begin to think in the different areas. So I have a life by design plan, and I have a format to where you begin to rate yourself. So let's say in my health and wellness, as I was in one point in my life, was really at a 2, maybe a 3, right? I made a decision, that I need to be healthier. This was in my physical health. I made a decision that I needed to be healthier. And so I couldn't say, well, part of it was I needed to lose weight. I was at one point very overweight, right? Several years ago. And when I went to my doctor, I had knee problems, Diane. And my physician said, well, we're going to give you the cortisone shots, and you'll have to come often, or you can have a knee replacement. And I will never forget, I left his office crying. And I said, I can't live like this. I did not have grand loves at the time. I do now. And I said, I need to be able to get down on my knees and on the floor with my grand loves and play with them and do whatever with them. And my doctor said, Esther, for every pound on your knees, every pound you weigh is 4 pounds on your knees. And I said, woo, and I'm short.
Wow. For every pound you weigh, it's 4 pounds on your knee. Wow.
4 pounds on your knees. And I said, I can't live like this. And I was crying. I was talking to God. I said, God, I need to make a change in this area. So I rated myself, and I needed to say, what do I need to do? Well, I knew I needed to lose weight, but I couldn't say, oh, I need to lose weight. That's a given. I needed to get detailed.
Yes.
I need to lose 50 pounds.
Yeah.
So I got very detailed of what I needed to do and why I needed to do it.
Right.
And so Yeah, the what, and I was very detailed about it. And then I worked backwards. I said, I set a schedule. I said, okay, by the time I'm 50 years old, I'm going to lose 50 pounds.
Mm,
And
I
so I
love
set my birth date and I set a whole schedule. And then I even did, for me, I had to go, especially when it comes to my weight release, I had to go in very small. So I said, I'm going to lose 10 pounds in month one, another 10 pounds in month two, because I didn't want to look at the whole 50 because I could get discouraged and say, ooh,
Right.
sometimes we look at things, it's like way too big. It becomes overwhelming. And overwhelm is a strategy really for failure. It's a strategy to stop, basically.
Yes. Yes.
And so I was determined I'm not going to get overwhelmed. So let me go ahead and just work at 10 pounds at a time.
I love it.
And I
Um,
began to create a plan that worked for me. I ended up losing 60 pounds by my birthday.
woo,
Yeah.
woo.
Yeah. And I haven't gained it back.
That is so fantastic. So
Yeah.
how long did that take? Did it take?
That took me 5 months.
Okay. So everybody listening to
Yeah.
this,
Yeah.
you surpassed your goal by 20%, which
Yes.
means you probably reached it in 4 months,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So think about that. She hit her goal in just 4 months. If she hit that goal in 4 months, now she has another 8 months of the year to maybe hit another one. Can you imagine if you're hitting goals every 3 to 6 months of the areas of your life? In 2 years, your life is unrecognizable. And
Unrecognized.
I love see how granular this is. And you measured it and you put markers on there and you didn't
Yeah.
overwhelm yourself. You were kind and compassionate to yourself.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
what we have
Yes.
to do.
Yes.
When you,
And
Go ahead.
And I was going to say, and it's interesting because when you begin to do things like that and you begin to get very intentional, you put the markers in place. And remember, I said earlier that I wanted to think about whenever I had grand loves that I would be able to get on the floor. Now, at the time, I was not even, no grand love, nothing in sight. About 2 months into my weight release journey, my son and his wife says, "Hey, guess what? We're pregnant."
Oh my God.
So after
It's,
I'd released the weight, right, here it is. I have my very first grand love.
it's just the beautiful orchestration of this
Yes,
universe. It is
yes,
so
yes,
beautiful.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. And if you can release, if you can put a plan in place, if you can get intentional and say, this is it, then it will all work together. I like to say the good, the bad, and the ugly all works together for your good,
Yes,
for
it
your
does.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, it does. Because I say this all the time. I don't believe in mistakes or failure. Everything
Nope.
is a lesson along the way and a growth
Mm-hmm.
opportunity.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
That's what it
But
is.
yeah,
No, I was
when
going to
you're,
say, Diane, it's been 13 years and since I released it.
oh
13 years.
gosh.
13 years. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you.
And
Thank
so
you.
you're a living, breathing testament as to you practice as someone who practices what she preaches. And
Yeah.
I think the fact that one of the things that you said that I love, because I am the same way, is I'm very transparent and vulnerable on my show and wherever I am out speaking on the show. Now I've got another show that just launched its podcast. I'm very
Yeah.
transparent with people because um, people will say to me, I just spoke at an event on
Yeah.
Friday, and somebody said, how did you get so confident? And how is it that you built this team? And I said, it's been a journey, man. It's been a journey. I earned this confidence by
Yeah.
all the
Yeah.
times I fell down and got back up. I
Mhm.
earned
Yeah.
it. And I shared many of those stories with you because nobody wants to, this is another reason why we're doing I Have Today TV and in
Yeah.
personal development and transformation, because we're real people doing this. Like
Yes.
you're an ordinary woman doing extraordinary things, and
Yeah.
women look up to you because they can admire you and relate to you and learn from you and grow from you. So I just love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. It's amazing. Sometimes I look back at my life and I'm just amazed at, about so many things. And again, I've had the trauma. I've had the areas I have failed,
Me too.
but it's through that journey of life that I've taken everything and I have learned, and when I say I failed, I'm like you. I don't believe in failure. I say we fail forward.
Yeah.
What is the lesson I can take from this? What is the lesson I can learn from this? What can I do differently?
Mhm.
There's always a lesson to learn. And when you learn the lesson, you're that much better for it. Helps
Yeah.
you just to continue to move forward.
Yeah. It does.
Yeah. Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
And that's where that goes, building that muscle, that resilience muscle that I'm just
Yeah.
learning and growing here. And I'm getting stronger. I'm getting clearer
Yeah.
about what my desired life is and the things that I do
Yes.
want, the things
Yeah.
that I don't.
Yeah.
And so many people suffer from, like we said, lack of specificity. So they're constantly going in different directions,
Mhm. Yeah.
seeking happiness outside of themselves, when you and I both
Yeah.
know it's an inside job.
It's an inside job. It's an inside job. It's an
Mhm.
inside job. One of my stories I'd like to share is at
Yes.
one point in my life when I was feeling very frustrated, just hard to get along with. There was just things going on, and I myself, Diane, couldn't even figure out what is wrong with me. And so, and I would get upset with my husband and just all of these different things. And I would just remember once again feeling like in my heart, you're looking to your husband. You're looking to your husband to bring you happiness when you're the one that's in control of that.
Right. Right.
And honestly, when it's like boom, light bulb again, something as simple as that. Wait a minute. He doesn't control my happiness. Why am I looking to him?
Right.
I control that.
Right. Which we'll talk about in a few minutes about your
Yeah.
couples retreat. This will be a game changer for you guys to get this. No one, not your parents, not your partners or spouses, not your children, not your girlfriends. No one has the ability to
No
create
one.
your life, your happiness. No one.
No
It
one.
is such an inside job. And
Mhm.
if you could get anything besides all the brilliance you're getting from Dr. Esther today, you can get this one thing. Wherever in your life you're not happy, ask yourself, what am I doing to contribute to this? And
Yes.
what
Yes.
can I do about it?
Yes.
And you will start to see, oh, wait, maybe I could eat half the amount of food that I'm eating when I eat. Maybe I could replace that glass of wine with a glass of water. Maybe
Yeah.
I could write beautiful affirmations to myself. Maybe I could look in the mirror and say, I love you, instead of, oh my God, look at my thighs, look at my this.
Yeah.
Maybe I
Mhm.
could do things like this to empower myself,
Yes.
because and you know this, Esther,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
is moment by moment too. It's not,
It is.
it's day by day. Yes, I have today,
Yeah.
but it's moment by moment decisions.
Yeah, yeah. It is moment by moment decision. That's why I think one of the things that I loved when we met was the name of your show, I Have Today, because today is what we have. And so
Yeah,
it's today that I will make a difference in my life first. And
yeah,
once I make a difference in my life, once I can serve me, then I could go ahead and serve others. But I cannot serve others until I serve me first.
right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yes, I told Cherry today, my amazing executive producer, she's producing this show right now and she's on my team. But I told her today, I said, I'll see you at 15 minutes before we were about to do this show. I'm having a leisurely morning. I had a lot of calls yesterday. I was on a call, a board meeting call for hours, and I didn't get home from the grocery. I had to go to the grocery store. I had to pick up a few things, but I didn't get home till after 9. And usually I'm washed up and ready for bed if I'm not
Yeah.
in bed by 9.
Yeah.
So my point is, I nurtured me first, because if I got
Mm-hmm.
up and did the hustle like normal, like I would in the past, I would
Yes.
not have been, so present for this right now. And she's
Yeah.
great and always rolls with it. But the point is, I put me first so that
Yes.
I could serve you and the audience and
Yes.
everybody else as to
Yes.
the best of my ability. And knowing that knowing that your self care must come
Oh,
first.
must come first. And if it doesn't come first, you will become like I was at one point in my life, frustrated, disillusioned, and hard to get along with because my
Yes.
self-care did not. As my dad said, you become the chief cook and bottle washer. You're
Yeah.
doing everything and you are the last person. And so one of the pieces of creating your desired life is putting you first.
Yeah.
Self-care is not selfish.
No. No.
You've got to love you. You have to love you. Then
Yes.
when that happens, then you can love everyone else. You can serve everyone else. And then you serve them at top level. You
Yeah.
know, it's
Mhm.
like, yeah, you're serving them at your top, your highest self.
Mhm.
Powerful,
It's
powerful.
it's beautiful. It is really beautiful. Okay, so let's talk about the retreat really quick, and then I've got a couple of 2 more questions for you. So let's talk about the couples retreat. What are you doing?
So our couples retreat is in December. It's in Scottsdale, Arizona. And so, we've had people reaching out to us. So my husband and I have been married 36 years. Right.
Mm,
And so
beautiful.
it's so funny. I said, well, I guess we do have something to share, you know? and, and so this will be, I do retreats all the time, but this will be the first couples retreat. I have one other retreat that is men and women, right? Single, married, however, they all come. But for the couples retreat, I had couples asking me, will you do this? Because, we really we need to do some personal development. We need to do some development in our marriage. And these
Mm,
were people at different phases in their marriages. And so after a while, we just said, okay, we'll do it. And so this is our first one. And so it will be a time, I believe it's the 11th through the 15th. It will be a time of reconnecting with each other.
beautiful.
It will be a time of talking, maybe sharing some things that you never shared before. And so it's really going to be a very intimate time, yet a great time. There will be other couples there. It's small groups. We're only allowing so many couples to come in. As a matter of fact, right now, Diane, what we're doing is I opened it up at my event this past weekend. It has
Oh,
sold out. And so right
wow.
now I am getting a larger location to allow more couples to come in. Still in
Amazing.
Scottsdale. Yeah. And so we'll be doing different things. So it'll be a time to where, yes, you'll get to meet other couples and you'll create lifelong friendships, but then you're going to create lifelong friendships with your spouse, with your significant other.
Uh,
Yeah. And so and I think that's what makes for a very lasting, relationship. It's not about, touchy feely and, no, we're going to be talking about some real life things that happens that many times we don't talk about. And so therefore it destroys us. It
yes.
destroys relationships. So that's how deep we're going. We're going very deep. And as I said to everyone that was at my event, if you're not willing to go deep, then we're not the people for you.
Yeah.
Because deep is where we're going to take you. Why? Because we have an interest in you being successful and happy. Don't just live life. Don't just live in your marriage just to live. Your marriage, look for it to be happy.
Mm,
Look for it to be joyful. Look for it to be great. Experience the best and just don't settle to, well, we've been with each other for so long and so we just might as well continue. That's mediocrity and that's not what it's about. So yeah, I'm
I
looking forward to it.
I love that. I love that. All right, Esther. So I'm going to ask you 2 questions, and I ask all my guests these questions. So the first question is, how do you live the I have today way, which is intentionally in the present moment? And if you could start it with, I have today too.
Yes, I have today to live in joy and peace and in fulfillment. I have today to create the life that I want. I have today to be intentional and to be very present with everything I'm doing. I have today.
So beautifully said. I love it. I love it. That's like a recording you can listen to every day. Okay. All right, darling. What do you wish more people knew?
Ooh, such a good question. I wish more people knew that they have today. Not, and seriously, not in a non-realistic way. Well, yeah, we know we have today. No, you have today and live today like it's your last day. So you have today to be free.
Yes.
You
Yes.
have today to be in peace. You have today to love. You have today to be present. So that's what I wish people knew. You have today to make a decision, just one decision, to literally transform your life and to create your desired life. You have today.
My God, honey,
Yeah.
that's so beautiful.
Yeah.
That is so
Yeah.
beautiful. All right. So how should people find out more information about you, working with you directly, tuning into your show, and we have a podcast as well. So where should we
Yeah.
send them?
So you can send them to esthergraham.com and they will get all of the information there. Of course, I have my Creating Your Desired Life on I Have Today TV, which is aired on what, 360
E360.
TV.
E360.
E360. And it comes on every Monday at 4 p.m. Just go on there and you'll find out also about my retreats and everything I'm doing, my executive coaching, everything that I'm doing. You can find the information. If not, you can always email me at esthergraham@fddwomen.com.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, this has been an honor and a privilege.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for being here and empowering
Thank
our
you.
audience at I Have Today, and for being one of our founding TV hosts in our transformational television network that is going to impact the lives of millions and millions of people. And you are a part of it. I'm so blessed and grateful to have you on this journey and to share you with our audience that I know is now going to go and tune into you. So thank
Thank you
you.
so much.
Okay. Well, I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye bye.
Take care. Bye bye.
She's so beautiful. Isn't that fantastic? So make sure you go to E360TV, .com, go to the I Have Today TV network carousel, and you will see her beautiful show there. You will see my show, I Have Today, there. You'll see our other hosts, Regina Martinelli, Your Wealthy Self is there, and we have a couple more shows that are premiering in just a few weeks. We should have about 10 shows on the network in the next couple months. So, and more and more and more to come. So, all right, what we're going to do right now is we're going to share with you an opportunity to learn how you can host your own TV show like we do here at I Have Today. And now Esther has her own show. Is that something that you want to do? Like you've got a message out there and you want to get it out into the world in a beautiful way through the medium of television and do it in a way that it's educational and informational and entertaining. Well, I've got a special opportunity for you to come join me for 3 days virtually at the TV Host Maker Live event and watch this right now to learn more about it. What is TV Host Maker Live? During this 3-day event, you'll learn how easy and affordable having a TV show is, and more importantly, how to monetize your TV show. You'll learn everything from set design, show format, tech, production, monetization, building audience, on-camera confidence, booking and interviewing amazing guests, and becoming the celebrity expert that attracts clients, customers, fans, followers, and the media. I uncovered the winning formula called the STAR method that will make you become a TV star. So sign up today to make your dream of becoming a TV star a reality. All right, so join us at tvhostmaker.com, tvhostmaker.com. It's right there. And we hope to see you there because it's an epic event. It's so transformational. You're absolutely going to love it. And we've made so many people TV hosts with this show. You walk away with your completed TV show blueprint. You know how to build it. It's named, it's segmented out. You know how to book amazing guests. You know how to make money with it. You know how to distribute it. You know how to market it. It's awesome. So I hope to see you there. All right, what we're going to do right now is end the show with our powerful mantra meditation. So if you are driving, obviously you can't close your eyes, but to everybody else, I want you to stop all distractions right now. I want you to take these couple of minutes with me to stop everything you're doing, stop the insanity, the outside world, shut off the noise so you can tune in and go within so that you can create your desired life, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to do 2 rounds of breaths. The first breath is through your nose, through the count of 4, pull it all the way down to your tailbone, which is your root chakra. And then I want you to hold it for the count of 8. As I count, I want you to send energy as if your chakras are lighting up. We start with your root chakra, your sacral, solar plexus, heart, throat, third eye, crown, and then we do the soul star above your head, which is how you receive information. It's how you channel. It tunes into your intuition. It's a very important chakra. And so as you're holding your breath and counting to 8 and sending the energy to all those chakras, you are healing everything in your body. It's so powerful. Don't discount the simplicity of it. And then you're going to breathe out for the count of 8. And as you're breathing out, I want you to blow like you're blowing out birthday candles, blow hard, and then get everything up and out. And imagine that every wound, negative emotion, toxic experience, bad memory, everything is leaving your body, because it is. You are going to feel so good when you do this. We're going to do that breath 2 times. And then just listen to my words, all right? So everybody get grounded, feet flat on the floor. Okay, keep your eyes closed. Now, breathe in through your nose for the count of 4 and pull it all the way to your tailbone. You ready? Breathe in for 4 and hold it and send the energy to your chakras. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and blow it out for 8. Okay, let's do that one more time. Breathe in for 4 through your nose. Pull it all the way down, and here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and blow it out for 8. I have today to love my life. Something really good is going to happen to me today. I can feel it. Miracles, big and small, I notice them all. Yes, 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 thank you. I have today to own my power in creating and designing my desired life. I realize now that I have the power to do that, and that it all comes from within. That this is a life journey. It's not just a quick one and done fix. And it's about pinpointing the areas of my life that I want to improve on. It actually doesn't take a lot of time once I set the intention and I put that intention on my goals. I do it with kindness and compassion. I'm kind and loving to myself, and I do tiny little micro steps every single day along the lines of Dr. Esther's pillars to change your life and create the life that you want. Does not matter where I am in my journey, I can do it. And there is no force. I'm going to leave it up to God. I'm going to tap into this powerful, resourceful universe that is way more powerful than I am. And it's beautiful, and it's mystical, and it's magical. And I love that. And if Dr. Esther can do it, and Diane can do it, then I can do it too. I know I'm just as special and worthy and deserving of having the life that I dream. I get to create it. I get to be intentional with it. I deserve it. It can be anything I want it to be in every single area of my life. So now I'm going to own this new awareness of it, and I am going to decide. I am going to decide and know what I want and why I want it. And then I'm going to make the incredible intention and decision to go after it because I'm worthy and I deserve it. And so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so that's it for this week's episode of I Have Today. Thank you so much to my beautiful guest for being here, Dr. Esther Graham. We're going to have information for her on the show notes, and then make sure you tune into her beautiful show, Create Your Desired Life, on I Have Today TV, and check out I Have Today with Diane Forster there as well. We are your channel and platform for transformation in your life. So if you want more information about me, stick around for the credits. You can find out more ways to contact us. And of course, you can search I Have Today with Diane Forster. We are everywhere. We'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.